buddy. But look at this setup. It's not complete though, but we're coming along here. So I'm pretty excited. Um, when I have somebody I can talk to, or if they're gonna be on my TV over here. But hey, as of now, we're here with me. I am Coach Max or Maximilian Mormont, and you are with Munchies with Max. We're live, and normally I got Mike on the ones and twos, but he's taking the Friday off, so I set this up. I wanted to play with it, and so I wanted to see what I could do. Oh, wrong button, but it was more like this. All right, all right, all right. Pretty excited about the setup. So, I don't know about the mic. Mics are always droopy on. always, I always get droopy mics, but it's always got some type of issue. Uh, hey, Christopher. Yeah, you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, I was just playing with some stuff, and the transition sucked. I'm sorry, buddy. That was the first time I've ever done the transition, the intro. So I like it. It works. It works. The broadcaster works. It's kind of fun with the StreamYard. That's next level. That's the next level. Um, but I really do. I do enjoy the StreamYard because you can throw the little tags on there. I really dig it all. So if you haven't used any of this stuff, you should definitely play with it. But the droopy mics, I always have a droopy mic syndrome where where the mic always keeps falling on me. And I always hate that about microphones. I'm contemplating I'm just gonna be someone that holds the mic. Like it's just my life, just holding the mic. If I'm gonna deal with a microphone, I think that's just gonna be my thing. But anyways, so we got some good stuff to talk about tonight. I do want to start by apologizing for creating such a very aggressive narrative and militant narrative. That is just kind of my style. In the last couple of days, I had no choice, but and I will keep pushing it. And I'm going to push it more through Hermit Coach and Maximilian Mormont and Max Fit USA. Will still put out some good stuff, always with the One Love vibe, and then we'll get back to our some more lighter stuff. We won't be so aggressive. So I appreciate you guys' patience, but it was no choice. But I had to really use all my channels. Not that there was a lot, but I had to put them out there. So I thank you and I appreciate it. So go ahead and take a sip for that. I think it's Bless Their Hearts. And what's the other ones that I have to say? There's like a group of you guys out there. I don't know if you know my 7 p.m. class. They have, they have some words. I think there's specifically three of them. So if you guys are out there tonight, hit me with the three words. I've kind of forgotten them. I apologize. So I normally oh yeah I'm excited about it. Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about the reading books though. What you can see. I mean, I think one of them might be tantric yoga, and then right next to it, I mean, I just don't have the best books in the orientation. I think the Holy Bible's there. I got Quran. I got all kinds of stuff. Self realization. Hunter S. Thompson. So, ooh, Nietzsche. I don't think the order of those books are all in proper philosophy and kind of genre. So, um, we'll we'll see. But we're really in the garage, so I just kind of stuck it together and was like, I don't know. The front room at the gym is beautiful. It's got so many different layouts that it's unreal. Um, but so I had some questions, and that's kind of our format, right? So I talk a little bit, we go through our questions. I had some really good questions in the last couple of days in actually regards to fitness, and it was something like, how do I get lean, and how do I really get lean? And I haven't heard that like actual quest or question for getting lean in a long time, and so I didn't just like blow it off. I really took it upon myself to kind of jump on board. Kind of, this is my first beer this week. I normally was kind of drinking every other night, couple beers, and I started getting that bloat, stuff like that. So I got really excited about jumping on board with this individual. And even though he's not here tonight, um, but we'll get in, we'll get into that. We'll get into that at another time. See the droopy mic syndrome, Christopher. If you're still out there, can you help a brother out, man? It's like by the time I'm done, I'm gonna be like this. I hate mics. I hate mics, Chris. Yeah, I miss you, man. Why don't you grab your motorcycle? Come see me. Okay. So okay. Um, Now back to what I was saying. How to lean out. So there's a few things that I always like to kind of bring into point. The first one is I always bring up 50 Cent. And if you know 50 Cent, his first 30 days when he decided to actually lean out and look good and like just get ripped up, he decided to actually go through a liquid diet for 30 days. I worked with a guy one time that talked me into actually doing a liquid diet. I only lasted 2 weeks. And literally we actually blended everything. So we pureed like ham sandwiches. We pureed all kinds of weird shit to try it out. It was one of the grossest things I've ever done in the sense of dieting and trying something out. But I actually started dropping some really good weight. I did go more to a liquid diet, and I finished off the 30 days with liquid diet, but I didn't puree anything else except for vegetables and fruit, like juice style, just no more pureeing meat. That was a little too much for me. Um, yeah, yeah, that diet for sure works, dude. I mean, it's all blended up. It's gonna go right through you, right? So, um, yeah. So I always bring this up when people say they want to get shredded because I say, hey, Would you be willing to actually do 30 days of juicing? And most people look at me like, well, I wanted to lean out, and it's like, well, well, what if I told you you had to actually like get rid of, yeah, you had to have diarrhea, you had to get rid of all the gut, all the bloat, all the crap you've had in your body for the last 20, 30, 40 years, however old you are. And then we can actually start dieting down. So not only do you have to just pee out of all ends for a little while, and also to lose anywhere from 2 to 6 pounds the first week, and then start adjusting from there. But you can take in quite a bit of like calories from liquid, so you have to kind of be careful. But for the most part, the intestines will get cleaned, and that's the most important part in the beginning. So I tell people, okay, can you clean up your intestines? Are you willing to basically? Well, are you willing to basically I'm keep looking at my notes here so I can stay on track. So I can basically keep some type of gut cleansing and a kind of a almost like a cleanse. I don't really find cleanses as being a bad thing. I like a 7-14 day, but understanding how to come back from it is key, right? So can't just jump back on. That's a great way to kickstart your diet. And then starting to add in more. I really like the paleo style of dieting, or the one ingredient diet, or an all natural diet, or a Mediterranean diet. Zone, I would tell you okay, but like a paleo zone. So staying away from too much carbs, too much starchy stuff. I would still add some carbs in, but not too much. But to really, really lean out, that's got to go away. And then you got to really go deep into what I would call the single ingredient diet. So like everything you're eating is just like chicken, mustard, um, white rice, broccoli. So everything is like literally single oatmeal. Oh, egg whites, but still one. Okay, so you're not adding salt. You're not adding a lot of flavor to anything. Not adding a lot of flavor to anything. Sorry. See, this is where it's important when I have someone around to yell at me. I'm sorry. What do you think about all the potato diet though? I see now. I really like spuds. I like spuds. I don't mind white potatoes if you understand, like you're eating them once a day. It's not like 3 meals out of the day. I really like spuds. I like roots. I'm very fond of roots. I think you can get a lot of a lot of good from them and lose a lot of weight unless you're frying them. That's where I think a lot of people have problems with it. I get a great response from people having potatoes, white potatoes, again, spuds, rice, and quinoa, even beans. A lot of people poo poo the lentils, but I get a great response from lentils too. Depends on the individual, obviously, but yeah. So I like spuds. It's understanding. Um, Oh, now you're really coming at me. What wasn't the purple carb thing we used to drink like a potato based starch post workout? Yes, yes, it was. I personally still preach taking some kind of waxy maize, or even I've been really liking the fructose, or like sugar from fruit post workout, eating that, and then also to making sure you have the what was the dark matter um that was like the waxy maize. It had like a it was there was something else too. But yeah, I'm very fond. Even Three Feel uses a yam, but their problem, or no, um Progenics uses a yam. Three Feel uses they use a starch, right? They use waxy maize. I like waxy maize. That's what they use. That's why it's gelatin. But they use a Progenics uses a yam, but you have to use like 3 or 5 scoops to equal 50 grams of carbs. And one of the biggest things is you have to get post workout 50 to 100 grams, especially if you're trying to cut down. All your carbs are coming post workout, all of them. And then you're in like a very low caloric intake. Because remember, if you're really trying to lean out as far as you want to go, that your ability to truly understand what food weight will actually do to your body weight is important. So actually, when you're eating food, you're actually still adding weight to your body. That's like when we always do the one shot or an ounce of beer on the minute and one pull up for 100 minutes. Everybody's got to stay the night at the gym. So, or get Ubered home. So that alone is 100 ounces of beer. And if you know what 1 pound weighs, then you ought to know exactly how many pounds you put on a couple pounds, like five, I think it was 5 pounds of beer. So of weight from just liquid alone. So you got to understand like water, you got to dehydrate yourself. You got to dehydrate yourself from food. You got to dehydrate yourself from basically everything in your body. So that's where it starts, from cleansing your intestines to starting to eat cleaner and cleaner, and then almost getting rid of everything to the point of dehydrating yourself. Now you got to be careful, because when you start to dehydrate yourself too much, that's where the joints start to have issues. And most athletes, specifically like bodybuilders or fitness models, as they cut down, when they come back, their biggest issue is that first fucking night, excuse my language, that first night after their competition, they think it's important to cheat. It's not. It's not, because that's where you get that swelling from. That's where you have that hormonal breakdown, and like it just is so bad for your body. So you got to ease back into it. The whole process is bad for your body. But it is the art of dieting, and also pumping up in bodybuilding. But that's where really having the ability to cut down, and having that yes, dark matter, and having that ability to actually, you know what else is really good is if you do waxy maize, a watermelon branch chain amino acid, and then like some type of that tart from 3PL, or any waxy maize with that watermelon. Ooh, I like that waxy maize. You can buy it. You can buy you can buy it by the by the drum. They'll send it to your house. I'll send you a link. They'll just send it to you, and it's good. You can put it in the refrigerator. It's like gelatin. Oof, game over. Game over. Okay, so again, so you're cutting down the calories, you're cutting out all your ingredients, you're looking at your caloric intake, you're looking at your body weight, you're ensuring that you keep cutting down further and further. Once you start actually dehydrating too much, you'll know that your body starts to cut off. That's where you start having to understand that maybe this is as lean or as low as you can go the first time. Because if you keep pushing it, your body will actually start to store and you'll have other issues. So you have to what I say, you have like gold fever. Like, I got gold fever. There's gold in the mountains. I got to get it. I got to get it. And it's not there anymore. You found a little bit, you got a little flake of it. Now it's time to move on. So it's time to put lean body mass back on. So imagine too, for every 10 pounds of fat that you lose 1 to 2 pounds of muscle. If you lost 20 pounds of fat, you lost 4 pounds of muscle. And that's actually like real functional muscle, probably. And then that your bone density starts going down because of it and all this other stuff. And on top of it, you're training, you're exercising, and you're in a low caloric intake. And that's really where all the like caffeine, the ephedra, all that real kind of what was the other hydroxy cut, all that kind of stuff comes from. Is to be in such a low caloric intake and be able to have enough energy to train for 2 to 3 hours a day. You're going to need a lot of caffeine in your system. So you got to be careful with that too. So I'm not prescribing you to take a bunch of caffeine. Do not, maybe I am, but do not take a bunch of caffeine. You got to ease into that too, and you got to know how much milligrams you're taking. So whether it's in powdered form or you're drinking it, you always want to make sure that you're paying attention to the intake of your caffeine. And then at some point, you probably want to move away from it and then start taking some like B5. That will actually clean up your receptors. Um, I got to change up this mic. Oh, got to change up this mic situation to where it's like more this way, so that way I can actually do the computer when I have to. Um, Let me see here. I wanted to show you guys.